Okay, so oh my god, I forgot which language I was gonna speak in. Well, I only know two. Well, and I know also know, I also know that one. And anyway, I'm silly today. My right hip is hurting. Oh gosh. Let's see if I can get some acupuncture or something. It is Tuesday, August 10th. It's 1:43 p.m. I went to see there was going to be group today, but there was no group. I don't know, something happened. When I arrived, it was taken off like really fast. Some drama. Oh gosh. I like that song anyway. What was I gonna talk about? I don't know. You see, these guys, they gave me crumbs. Yesterday wasn't here either. Was I here yesterday? I don't know. Because it's been raining. It's been raining. Just a little something to break the monotony of all that hardcore dance that has gotten to be a little bit hot. Very smart. Cool and dance, but what about a groove that soothes and moves romance? Anyway, it's good for my hair, coffee. Oh yeah, I've been watching videos for hair shit. What a scam. Let me run around and put your car on cruise and lay back because it's summertime. I can't believe like they mix all kinds of shit. They mix gel with cream. Like conditioner, cream conditioner, like whatever. And the worst part is that they put it on the roots. That's how, they're telling them bad information. The people who they love the most is the people who hate them the most. How are you gonna put conditioner in the root? It's for the tips. And a lot of these African American women, oh no. At first it didn't work, but I keep trying. I make it work. I mix with something else or whatever, And most of also the people with limp hair, we don't even give a fuck. I mean, it would be nice if, it's not so dry. But, I just brush it a few times during the day. That's it. So far, I only saw one lady, African lady that, she common sense, she got common sense, Damn, it's still so hot. And I mean, obviously, she stated the obvious. I mean, if you put so much shit in your hair every day, or every time, then the body shut down. The body start producing its own shit, just like with the medications. You know, the immune system shut down, and say like, you know, then I'm thinking about the guy in the bodega. It's a new guy, like it's alright, but it's an Arab for God's sake. Yeah, I never seen them there. They got like 1,000 cousins. So it's like you gotta be from the inside out. You gotta live inside out. You know, I see them, you know, waste a whole freaking humongous avocado, you know, like, you need to eat that. You need to eat that at least 3-4 times a week. I mean, you're like, it looks like it's a scam, you know, because you know, corporations are making trillions of dollars, and they're lying. They're saying they're black owned. You know, these bed wenches, they'll do everything for the crackers, you know. And then they say, oh, that she got there on their own. On their own. That's how they get there. Very docile with the crackers. All this, you know, like porosity, and what is it like? I don't know. All kinds of shit that they're making up. But it's all about our diet, you know. And that's all it is. Oh, they're over there. I think somebody gave him something over there. Oh yes. So for some reason I've been watching a lot of social media. It's crazy, you know, you can go months and months or years. I mean, I watch, you know, always like lectures a little bit, you know. I'm Aries, so I just cannot stay stagnant too long. Well, so far, I don't know. And then with this freaking hip that is just like, I'm hoping that I'll be able to get acupuncture. Let me switch to the other side because this is just white shit. Okay, so yeah, I like to see the sun. I don't like. Okay, now there is the sun. I don't like to. I don't know. And then they say, you know, you can get a sunburn in the clouds because it magnifies the UV rays, so which are good, but not for me. Not that much. I don't need that much. The people who need it a lot, they never go out in the sun. Go figure. Go figure. I mean, I need it because, you know, that's the way we're supposed to be, you know. To spend a lot of time in the sun, in nature, not indoors. I realized, I mean, I heard, but you know, like, I think it's just sinking in. I heard, again, you know, I don't even know from who now. Getting to the point that you don't even know who say what. You know, I don't. Oh gosh. Listen to the plane. Anyway. Like, I'm walking around the streets with this music, and and it's so surreal. It's like a cemetery. New York City used to be like, you know, like you go with like this, and people start dancing and singing and whatever. Now it's like, I guess people are so stressed out that they cannot. I don't know. Some shit the crackers are doing, you know. I get angry this morning too, you know, like yesterday, you know, like this is like I get on social media and like just to get so angry. I saw, you know, from the Autonomous University of Mexico had this video, you know, these white chickens talking about the daughter of Montezuma or Moctezuma, you know. So and how she ended up having a baby from Cortés, from Hernan Cortés, and from some other Arabs. Oh my God. He's so sickening. I don't get it, you know. I don't know how people, they don't get sick, you know, to hear other people, you know, pontificating on your ancestors. I don't know. African Americans, they love that shit. They love that shit. That's what Dr. Umar Johnson is saying, you know. Why are you begging the crackers to teach your history? You know, quote unquote, critical race theory, you know, which, I mean, just in general, you know, like, I mean, this is not the case, you know, but anybody can make up a theory. But when it comes from the crackers, people, they go like, oh my God, it's still a freaking theory, you know, like, people, they don't even know what a damn theory is. Like, they go like, theory. It's a theory. It's like, asshole. We all got one. We all got one, you know, so you got theory. But when the crackers, you know, like, it's convenient to them, they subscribe to certain theories or propaganda, whatever. Soaking wet. Yeah, and I was gonna undo my hair before, but I was like, fireball. I forgot. You know how tangential I am. So Yeah, I was praising her, you know. Oh, you know how adaptable she was, you know, that she had children from all these eras and whatnot, and blah, blah, blah. And always, you speak in white again, they always glorify treason. They always glorify, you know, whatever. I mean, we just like, you know, I understand how we, as our nature, to look for the strongest and fittest and most powerful. Even when we ain't worth shit. But somehow in our head we like. And that's what I was trying to tell Marcus, you know, like sooner or later all these, you know, I'm not even gonna say rich, but you know, some bitches that they got some cash, they're gonna come down to the realization that they cannot even aspire to get anybody, you know, a certain level, you know. So, but he's a catch because he's very masculine. He's like, he's not, you know, nothing for protection, for whatever, for good energy, good man. So he could have like 5. You don't need to make the money. You don't need to make the money. You know? But these bitches, they need to arrive sometimes at some places with a man. End up renting. You know, they don't even know what they get, you know? So, I mean, some of them, they're suicidal, you know, which is like, what they say, natural selection. You know, they call it now contention. It's contention when you cannot control it. You just wait for the fire to burn down. Try to contain it. And that's some people's, some men's theory. You know, this is why they're letting them, you know, run amok. So suicidal, you know, why? Somebody just came and went. I'm sure someone before the rain, the storm. Like finally, I feel like summer. Finally. You know, nice enough. My apartment, it was still cool. I haven't even turned on the AC. And it's like August 10th. Because at night it's freezing. It is freezing. I thought about like, you know, because I look at the weather and say it's gonna be, you know, nice and humid and stuff. I said, like, should I turn the fan on now? No, I'll catch pneumonia or some shit, you know. It's too cold already, and like it's too cold. And still cool. I finally, before I left, I turned on the fan. You know, circulate it. But I guess this is better than to have another massive power outage. Instead of having another power outage, you know, in the entire city, you know. They know that when the people they're gonna be like, start waking up and say like, what the fuck is going on here? We cannot be having every summer, we cannot be having, you know, power outages, because we are not a shithole country, allegedly. Allegedly we are not, you know, but we are. but we are, you know. I mean, and people are like, how can they justify, you know, getting in the damn subway? You know, like it's even worse in any of our countries. You know, public transit, you know, like the subway. You know, I think any subway anywhere in the world is better than ours. They don't get angry. It's like witchcraft. And that's what I know that's what they did. I know that's what they did, you know, these Arabs, you know, that's why they call themselves Arabs, so they can, you know, steal everything they want, and then they say it's theirs. Then they say it's theirs. As I was watching this lady, I thought like, yeah, they must have been like, you know, these fuckers, because they did not kill her. They did not kill the princesses. So very, very strategic. So they knew exactly what they was doing, and you know, like they have experience, you know, in you know, studying people, controlling people, whatever, and like for some reason, you know, our ancestors could not just, you know, squash them right there, for some reason, and that's a fact. That's a fact. It was you know, practically a handful. It was practically a handful. So when they arrived, I mean, another theory of mine is that they knew it was inevitable because they already been running away. That's why most of the people who landed, most of the people who landed in this hemisphere, in the Anahuac, sorry, most of the people was running away. That's where they stole that story of the pilgrims. They made up this thing of the pilgrims, but the real pilgrims, they've been coming, you know, for hundreds of thousands of years. They've been coming here, you know, but ever since the ice people, you know, became, you know, extremely powerful, then they started coming, like, you know. That's my theory, because, you know, you see how they, you know, they would have wanted to put all the wisdom in a safe place, and it worked probably for, you know, like 500 years or something, you know. These Neanderthals, they was just like contained. It was contained for a while. So that could have been like, you know, I mean, you know, mind you that the first massacre was in Cholula. That's the city of, you know, like the equivalent of university, or what they call a university city, whatever. That's the equivalent, you know. That was the best of the best, was in Cholula, in Puebla. So the first massacre they killed was the sage, the elder, the, you know, all the what you will call the scholars, the professors. That was it, you know. And because they was able to identify them. Remember, the time is well, it's a white concept. You know, time is a white concept. So to them, they had a deep understanding, not only of our this third dimension, but the fourth dimension. You know, like my theory is always that they've been, you know, taken like out of whack. You know, the whole planet. They've been taking the planet all out of balance. You know, with the alkalinity. You know, with the with the what's it called, you know, the pH balance that everything gotta have, or you know, like I guess it would be something similar in a way only to the homeostasis. Like the planet, you know, the Pachamama, no matter what, you know, gotta keep a balance. Gotta keep a balance. So, and it's infinite wisdom, and not gonna start like, you know, like, oh, okay, you know, let's start all over. No, it tried to correct the problem, you know, with, you know, counter arresting, you know, the effects of the Neanderthals, you know, eating meat and doing all these sacrifices, and then they say it was us. They got the nerve. Everything they accuse us of. It's cutting my head off. Anyway, so everything they accuse us of is theirs. It's their shit. So it's I mean, it's just sad, you know, how far behind we are in, or it seemed like that's how far we are. I don't know. We might be just a snap away from, you know, fully awakening. But even if everybody awakened, we still have to go through a whole process of, you know, internalizing the trauma, internalizing, you know, shit, what the hell happened to us? Oh gosh, somebody like, I was drying off with some towels and they're gone. So that's why they're like, they decided to play the last card, you know. Like they say, you know, they're like 50 years ahead of the agenda. Because I guess they thought that they had like 50 more years, you know. They thought it's like, well, you know, we have full control of the narrative, you know, of all the social media. But apparently not all of it. Apparently not all of it. Not all the control, you know, because they are acting very fast. So that should tell you that they are not feeling like, I mean, and they have so many ways to study us. I was thinking one day, like, wow, just like everything is a study. Everything is a study, you know. They provide, you know, therapy. That's all go to the mega data. It's just, that's all data mining. That's all data mining, which I heard that's even worse than oil. You know, than making gas, because I think that making gasoline is the most profitable thing I heard, because it really, the cost is very little, and you sell, you know, the gas very expensive. Where was I? Well, I had no idea I was going to be talking about this. For sure, you know, like. I mean, I want to talk about, you know, just, well, they call her Isabel. I forgot her real name. That's what we remember. We are made to remember, you know. And then I run into this channel on YouTube. I'm like, I don't know who they are. Or I started listening to them, and it was like, wow. You know, I'm glad that, you know, there's you know, a lot of men. I mean, hopefully there's a lot of men who know what's up, you know, who know what's going on. So they was reading this letter from King Leopold II to the missionaries in the Democratic Republic of Congo, or I think it's like Manawatapa. I don't know. I'm really bad at pronouncing. Obviously, anything. I'm not gonna. Can you stop? So and it was like exactly everything is in that letter. That's exactly the way that we behave today. It was like he said, like, you know, they don't need to know God because they already know God. They know that, you know, killing is bad, that stealing is bad, that, you know, all that shit. What you need to teach them is that being rich is bad, that being wealthy, that being rich is bad, and you have to just put a lot of music. They like music, and, you know, like, it was a whole essay, you know, that with all the intelligence he have gathered over the years, this son of a bitch, you know. Unbelievable. So yeah, now I knew I wanted to talk in my native tongue. That's what happened. So I tagged this white Sican, who actually he live in Belgium, and that's his Twitter handle, El Mexicano en Bélgica. Yeah, El Mexicano en Bélgica, something like that. That's his Twitter handle. That's how you found him. So he married this cracker, and he got like 3 children already, or 4. So I tagged him. I went like, you know, you say, look who you went out and married. Look who you went out and married. I said, like, if I was you, I would get divorced. Have life. And see what he's gonna say. He knew about that letter. I'm willing to bet that he knew about that. He knew already about this letter. He don't give a damn. He's still in Belgium, and he's like, and, you know, I want to tell him, you know, like, listen, take her by surprise, look her in the eyes, and you know, ask her if she don't see you as the N-word. And regardless of what she answered with her lips, just look at her eyes, what she answered. If she don't see you as the N-word, she might said, if she answered honestly, I don't know, she see you obviously less. In their twisted world, you know, have a, like, you know, not that I give a damn about how the cracker mind operate or anything. Shit. I'll be crazier. I see a lot of people that are focused on trying to understand how the cracker shithole operate. Not me. Like, I would be even more crazier. Myself, I will be crazy. But you're trying to understand crazy. I mean, what that make you? Crazy and stupid. You know. But there's people like that. Believe it or not. believe it or not, there's people that are trying to understand the practices. Like that's why I was watching Jane something, you know, like the one that looked like the other one, the tiny little thing. What's her name? I forgot. Dr. Ruth. Dr. Ruth, or something like that. So that is for that you know there's an obsession, you know, like, oh, I want to know what they got to say. You know? Just to be tangential as always, not to lose the tradition of tangentialism, you know. I'm gonna say what am I gonna say? You see how tangential I am? Oh, anyway, Dr. Hassan, you know, is very gracious to have me on Facebook. So he shared this video from this African American woman for Father's Day. I'm like confused. I see that like 5 posts of him about Father's Day. I don't know. I didn't want to get, you know, I was already engulfed in social media shit. So I really like, you're not trying to make the fire worse, you know. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know why he all of a sudden posted like Father's Day shit. But I said, let me watch it. He said, this is a woman, you know how she started to forgive her father and to, you know, whatever, you know, the whole, whatever, psychological mambo jumbo. So, it was good. Sorry, I'm like all over the place. I'm listening. Oh, this is what I love to watch. Yeah, I love to watch people are being honest. That's one of the things I hated about all these hair videos. Oh my god, it's like phony ass bitches. As if, well, I guess there's people that are really stupid. They don't know. I used to have an African American girlfriend, so they told me everything. Like, you know, they're like, oh, that's what they like to see, whatever. Like, we give them what they like, blah blah blah. Like, why? I don't know. I guess for the views. They want to get views. They want to get clicks, subscriptions, whatever. You know. I used to have this girlfriend, like, oh my god, she would like even cry and everything. Like, how was I? Then she asked me later, how was I? It used to get a little better, but for me, which I already know, like, you know, especially watching my own mother, you know, phony ass, you know. I'm like, I say, bitch, please. Pretty please, you know. So I appreciated this lady, you know. She was all natural, you know. It seems like everybody on social media, they're yellow, like me. They're like yellow like me. It's rare. Only, you know, in Africa, usually like, you know, like black women. But, very yellow, very yellow. So, of course, they always are very masculine, but you know, she was, you know, she was honest. You can tell. And it helped me a lot. It helped me a lot too. get in touch with the reality, you know. Daddy's gone. The reality is that he's been gone. He's been a simp for a long time. And it's just like, it just happened. I see that happen a lot to black people, you know. I've seen it too many times, you know, like they say, it's best I put myself, you know, all my, you know, I guess, put all the eggs in that basket, you know, one basket, you know, some white image or something, you know. So that was my mother. That was my mother. I think I cannot believe, which is even I'm not a fan of beliefs, but you know, in my heart, kind of like I have a, you know, feeling, you know, like a vibration that he felt like my mom validated him. My mom validated him, and without her, you know, then he would just be N-word. I don't know what he thought, you know, in his head, you know, like mind you, his mother was very pale too. So, and she made his life a living hell. You know, only one time he told us, and the next day he denied everything. She even tried to kill him for being black, like his father, and you know, she hated his father. You know, like, you know, the whole thing with feminism. She used to, like, you know, get into those circles, and even in you know, when in the 70s and stuff like that, that's when my grandfather died. She got into all these magazines and all of that, so she got even worse, you know. But she always had that streak on her. She always had that streak on her. Like, she was the first person I heard, you know, some, you know, anti-women slurs and stuff, you know. And I mean, it's just, you know, that shit is real, but the other one is very real too. You know, this we retaliate with this generalization of the entire, you know, male population, all men. You know, we just call men ain't shit, men are crap. You know, toxic masculinity. All these broad, you know, broad terms, and this is not just for like a decade or fashion. This has been going on for over a century. It should have been going on for over a century. Because, and this is the realization that just sank even deeper the other day, you know. The way we see our men is the way that Becky see, you know, her other, you know, Neanderthal half. Yeah, Neanderthal. So everything, all the panic and the fear, the psychosis she got against, you know, the cracker. So it's been transmitted to us. It's like we watch so much of their content, we watch so much of the bullshit that, yeah, we're like, yeah, our men are like that too. Yes, our men are like the same. It's not true. It is not true. That's why, you know, they came out with this women's march and the sisterhood or whatever, you know. You know, these bitches, they get divorced a lot. And every time they get divorced, they get a real nice settlement. So they're very powerful. You know, Becky is very powerful. You know, the media, everything is very strategic to play them very demure, very like docile, very feminine. Right now they have this thing, you know, that they're like hyper polite, super polite. You know, they go like, you know, like they're trying to, because they understand that's how, you know, everybody get to see. Oh, look at Becky, very feminine, and she always say please, and she always say thank you. You know. So what I'm trying to say, you know, like they are playing chess and we're playing checkers. So I mean, it's just beyond stupid. It's just beyond stupid or approach to things. You know, these are adorable. They're all cooling off in the dust because we are so broke that we cannot even have a fountain for the birds. I don't know. Now they're getting hungry. Let me throw some more of the crumbs. So, so that's a very powerful thing, you know, like if we all get to come to that realization. And I actually had that realization. I'm thinking, I'm remembering right now. That was like 10 years ago. Like 10 years ago, you know, like, you know how we see, we don't see African Americans, we don't see Africans through our eyes. We see African Americans through their eyes. African Americans, they don't see us with their own eyes. They see us through their cracker eyes. That's what they hate us. And sometimes it's not even about us. It's about their own family members. Because I've been saying this for more than 10 years already. You know, how colonialism and, you know, whatever you want to call it, colorism, racism, whatever, it happened everywhere. You know, all like microcosms. In school, you know, we see, you know, like Kamala Harris. Oh God. I'm getting obsessive now with the ratio above my hair. It's like, you see how it gets tangential? All right. You see, like the pictures of, you know, Kamala Harris. You know, she being the president of her sorority, just for having limp hair and lighter skin. And you see the darker skinned ladies with the natural hair, you know, like, you know, and standing up around her while she's sitting down on a chair, you know, all this colonial shit. So until we don't catch that, so this is why I say, like, this is why I have 2 accounts on Twitter. It's called Decolonizer in my native tongue, which is Descolonizadora. And there's still people that get pissed at me. They get mad at me, like, you know, why are you reading? Why are you following me? I mean, you don't tell me that you don't understand what that shit means. I'm a decolonizer. And like I don't know, I was just thinking about this meme that I saw that it just blew me away. It was, you know, saying, I asked Jesus why he came over, you know, why he came, whatever. He came over. You know what I mean, right? They're fighting for the bat. And there's another one over here. Oh gosh. Trying to keep my sanity. I was like, wow. I was like, this guy reading my mind? What the fuck? You know, you get like, what the fuck? And this stuff like that happened, that, you know, it just, like I say, you can knock me down with a feather kind of thing. That shit just happened again, you know? I'm like, trying to keep my sanity. I don't know if it's true, but it's just like, wow. It just felt for a second like the shoe was fitting. So I say I asked Jesus why he came, and then he put that part that, you know, it says in the Bible. He say, I came here to put children against their parents, nation against nation, and stuff like that. You know, this is why we always say, you know, the Bible, it's been, you know, tampered with. I don't know if it's true. I don't know, maybe it's true that they came out, you know, it came out from the book of Matt. I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know, but immediately I go like, wow. I heard that when I was very little, because my father used to read us that book, you know. And I didn't understand, you know, like. But then shortly after I say, well, you know, yes, you know, he came to stir the pot, you know, because there was a lot of, you know, bullshit, you know. He came out to call the bullshit. But, you know, I don't know, ain't that like kind of like a coincidence? That's exactly what they do. They put us all against, you know, Mother Africa. Like, we all think the worst about it. Well, I know I don't. I'm just eternally grateful and just so happy to know, you know, that, you know, these beautiful people came over here and trusted us to that point. And that we had a paradise going on in here for a long time, thanks to Mother Africa. Like dripping, I know, gross, right? And there was a time, and actually I was watching a little video also on, I don't even know where, about life in Haiti. And Haiti, you know, before the crackers they came, you know, what a paradise it was. It was just pure paradise. And overnight it was turned into concentration camps. Unbelievable. And everything was legal. Everything was legal. The slavery, you know, sweatshops. So sweatshops, they was never, you know, supposedly they shut them down, but they never shut down those corporations that have the sweatshops, you know, all over Africa. I mean, even the police shootings of African Americans, you know, the public executions, they're legal. They're legal. It's like war is legal. Actually, I was watching, you know, I haven't finished watching this intervention with Professor James Small in Africa, and he say like, you know when he talk, he like He said, like, stop calling, racism. This is war. We are at war. This is a concealed war. And until we don't see that, as a, open war. And it's still like, wow, that's how evil the crackers are, and they go like, yeah, it is racism. Yeah, it's racist. No. But nobody will lift a finger even to denounce imperialism. I live in New York City, which is in the Empire State. Everything is called the Empire this, the Empire that, the Empire building, the Empire whatever organization, the Empire agenda, the Empire whatever, Unbelievable. I mean, like, and people that we say that we are peaceful, that we are this, that we are that, we don't lift a finger to say like, hey, let's start a petition. I want to start a petition, which I think I'm going to do it myself. I don't know how to start. I never started one, but we got to start that. Just like in the 21st century, 2021, and we still like, nobody will even denounce the Monroe Doctrine. The so-called Monroe Doctrine, which legalized, enslavement. It just, it said, manifest destiny. That's what they call manifest destiny. We are destined to, to control the whole hemisphere. Because James Monroe, he had a dream and he saw God. And God told him that, we're all theirs. So guess what? I had another dream too. But, due to censorship, I cannot tell it to you. I didn't finish telling you about the story with, that Dr. Hassan put it on Facebook. He reshared this one. And it was funny because we both cry at the same time, she said it was like a dare or something, for her, and it's like they say, well, you should forgive your father, whatever. It's like, and I guess one of those things where you get stuck in the head, and they keep coming back. They push and keep bouncing back in the forehead, and she said, yeah, okay, I'm forgiven. She died or whatever. Like, he didn't pick up. And like 2 weeks, I guess it bounced back again, like whatever, and like, yeah, I'll forgive this such and such, God, that was very emotional, like. It's not Father's Day, but for some reason it just came out at the right time. It's like, I have been working with my situation with my dad, for a long time. So it's not like, I know it's not him, thanks to Dr. Tommy Curry and Dr. Hassan, that, they're always reminding me, that, men are human beings too, flooded and whatever and whatnot, and then they put a mirror on us. They put a mirror and they're like, yeah, it's so ugly, and, my mom, she got married when she was 14 years old. But she was the worst thing that ever happened to my dad. And I cannot say that for my mom. Because my father saved her from, I don't know, she wanted to be a singer, she wanted to be like whatever, so she probably would have already been dead, an overdose, whatever, prostitute. yes, so she called again in 2 weeks. He picked up, and she asked for him, and she said, you know, well, who's this? And like, well, I gotta know that this is who I'm looking for, you know. I say, okay, that's me. That's a beautiful moment because it was like as if the universe, you know, like all came in harmony at that time for people who was not able to speak for 30, 40 years. I don't know how old she was. I guess she was 40. And at that time, you know, she was able to see him as a human being, you know, so it was really beautiful, you know. And I guess for me too, you know, it's like no matter how much we think we know something, it gotta sink in. You gotta sink in. You know, like you said, I know this. Yes, I know this. But you gotta internalize this thing. You know, whatever. We gotta internalize the things that are good for us. You know, and the things that make us human. The things that, you know, we have to. You know, but finished. All right. Yeah, so we both cried. She said, you know, she couldn't even finish. Say, I forgive, and started crying. He couldn't even be there for himself, so I actually cannot be that pissed off that I cannot be for me, you know. It was never. He tried, you know. He did try. He did try. He took me many times with him. Awkward silences. The only thing we was able to do together, we was able to sing together, you know, argue, you know, talk about shit, you know. But it was a good miracle for me, you know. I was not expecting it, you know, because obviously it's not even Father's Day. It's August 10th. I don't know. I hope his father is okay. I'm thinking right now, I hope his father is okay. I don't know why he shares so many Father's Day stuff. It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. I still cannot find his picture. I am asking my dad every night to help me find his pictures. I want to put a candle and ask him if he need anything. You know, I want to help him out. God knows he's suffering enough in this lifetime. You know, God knows that very well. I don't know why I cannot find it. I didn't even know why I took it out. You know, I always had it somewhere, and for some reason I put it away. Isn't that crazy? How we do shit, but we don't even know why we do shit. So, this guy only think about sex. Well, look at his age, right? To me, him is like the real Michael Jackson. He's like very talented and stuff, and for some reason, it's like, you know, lately he's been coming his mixes. You know, I mean, I do like his voice. I think it's very, very soothing and romantic and whatnot. I mean, of course, it's like, you know, like what they call like a matinee idol, you know, called teeny boppers. I have a bunch of tissues, so I'm just drying up with. familiar. I feel a little lighter, like I guess that's what it was. You could like bottling up shit and and then you put like a little bit of decompressing and like, oh gosh, you feel like a lot better. No, I think I always been like that. I always been like that. Some shit happen and everybody say like, how you doing? I'm okay. I'm great. Actually, if some shit happen, people always can look for me. People can always look out for me. I mean, look for me. Always look for me. Because I'm like whatever. Shit. And 3 years later, I'm like, oh. Well, I guess I'm getting better because it haven't been 3 years. It's only been like what, like a week and something since I learned that. Um, but I know this is the big one. This is the big one. I know. I've seen too many people in social media. I saw my mom lost her dad when I was in the hospital. And she blamed me because she was in the hospital with me. And she wasn't watching my dad. He didn't get the medical attention that he needed. He got an angina or something. He got an enlarged heart and it was a mess, And no matter what, he couldn't sleep without the fan on. It's always hot, hot, hot. I don't know what that shit is. I don't know what disease is that. I get it too. I have to have acupuncture for that, to cool me down. I don't even know what sign he was, He might have been a Libra, that's why we never got along. My maternal grandpa. I enjoy him a little bit. I used to go with him to milk the cows. We had to get up at 4 in the morning, or 3:30, something like that, and he make a pot of coffee. And I just felt so, included, because I was excited. I was gonna go with my grandfather. It's like going to the highlands. We was in the highlands already, but even farther in the highlands. That's where the ranch was at that time. He used to have some cows at her sister's, hacienda, whatever you want to call it. The one who stole all the inheritance. And I don't even know why he was going all the way up there. I guess he just liked that. And I remember, the radio was on, so listening to all this bullshit on the radio and like drinking coffee with my grandfather. And and then we go in his Jeep, up the hill, and we see the sun rise up. And it was freezing, but I was happy. About my grandfather, and I was like, I guess included. I don't know. They try their best. I'm not gonna say, they didn't. And they did their best with what they know. So yeah, we got there, and like, then I would, We would get there like around 5 something, you know, and so everybody was already like working, you know, all the ladies of the house, they was like, you know, grinding the corn to make the nixtamal, you know, for the tortillas. So it's like, and that was in the metate, in el metate, with the with a rock, with the metate hand. We call it hand, the metate, and with water, and they got big arms. Like I was like, wow, it's like doing that every day. I was like, and you know, all the chores, all the stuff that they had to do. There was no electricity. This is why I love to turn off all the lights in my apartment and just have candles. You know, I remember that part of the childhood, you know, that, you know, we used to go to my paternal house too, in his hacienda, which it was the evil brother, Francisco, who stole all the inheritance. And they would invite us sometimes. I don't know what got to them. There was like, I think, you know, what happened was that they wanted my sister to marry their son. They only had one son, one child. And they say because they was cousins. They was cousins. And that's what they say, they was cousins. I don't know. But I think there was distant cousins, so I don't get it. That they was afraid of some genetic whatever bullshit. Is like, yeah, right. I think that woman wasn't good at childbearing. That's what it was. But you know, they always trying to mask it up. You know, like whatever. You know, I saw this lady in Africa. She had like 35 children. It was beautiful. So like, wow, we needed like 10 million like her to catch up, you know. And you know, overpower because there's too much milk in the coffee, sour milk, spoiled milk. That was beautiful too. That was beautiful. It was like to see their dining room. It was not luxuries. It was not luxuries. My grandfather was not about luxuries. It was everything sober, nice dining room, big mirror over the table. You know, some, we call them carpetas. You know, the ones that you needle with the thread, not with the other one, the thick one, with thread. With thread. I tell you, I guess that's who she was. Or Nana, she was in her 70s and she still can see with a thread, and she made beautiful carpetas, you know, for the table, for the furniture. It was like, she got good eyes. I mean, she wear eyeglasses, the ones that they had the wire all the way down to here. They had a wire that was like really heavy. Oh wow, I used to have those glasses. I hope my sister, she still have them. I guess I left them behind. How come I had her glasses? I guess they could have gave us to us after she died. I don't know. Or she forgot them. I don't know. Anyway, I just remember those glasses very well. You know, like I had it in my hands, and so yeah, and there was oil lamps all over the walls. There was oil lamps all over the walls, and I was surprised that I was not scared. I was not scared. I was like, love to walk around. I mean, there were some rooms that don't have lamps, so I didn't know walking. I'm not gonna front, but I love those memories, with my grandparents. Um, Especially the coffee in the morning, you know, 4 in the morning. Sometimes we talk on the way there, and we need to talk because the view was so beautiful, going up the hill in the freeway or whatever. It's not freeway, it's like a pave, like a carret, I don't know how you say that. Like, I guess freeway, 2-lane freeway, whatever. You go there and at one point then you start seeing the sun coming up. It's so beautiful. It's a spectacle. I mean, like a beautiful spectacle. I know here they say spectacle is bad, right? That's like the maggots that do their spectacle all the time. Speak of the devil, I'm just so glad, African Americans, they're speaking up, and they well, opening my eyes for once. So I used to drink all that Kool-Aid too. I used to be like, oh yeah, yeah. Oh my God, how many minutes has it been? I don't know. This one don't cut me off. Well, that's good. The Obama phone, but I don't know if it's gonna heat up like the iPad. The iPad heat up and then I cannot even turn it off. I know it's too close, right? Wrinkle. I got wrinkles in my wrinkles. But thank God I also have a spirit. Otherwise I would just be racing in the sun. That's it, I don't know where that came from. Wow, that's a beautiful tree that's growing up there. So tiny. That's how I saw the tree right outside my window. It was just a tiny little branch. Now it's like, it's so beautiful. It's like my protector. Right outside my window, I can reach him out. He grabbed. I didn't, it's like crazy how my mind works, I did not get attached because I was sure, that Super was gonna pull him out. I've seen a lot of crackers, they pull out all the stuff because it come from underneath the wall, the garage rooftop. So it's coming out under like this, a little crooked, and then it goes straight up to the sky. It's beautiful. It's like nothing happened. If you don't see the bottom of the tree, you see that's an oak. That's like, don't even move in the wind no more. He used to be like this, like that. Now he's so strong. I talk to him like, he's probably my best friend. I guess he loved to watch me in the window all the time. I don't know, I feel something sometimes in the winter, he got no leaves and he got all ice on top of him, and I go, and I put a blow dryer, but I don't know, the stuff that we don't understand. We don't understand. We see shit like suffering. I wonder if they see also shit like suffering, They might not see the suffering, might see just life without any adjectives, without any, I don't know. I don't know, but like, for some reason, God have denied me friendships with humans, but I got blessings left and right. I have had tons of acupuncture treatments. I'm getting electrolysis in my face. getting my final surgery hopefully at the end of this year. I'm like, I have humongous apartment that I bought in '94. I have my legs, I can walk. That's the biggest blessing. I go to every neighborhood in New York City. I love to go to every neighborhood, walk around, and feel the different energies, every place, the pain, the suffering too. Everybody, how people they adapt to the most horrendous situations. I guess because they see that there's no way out. They see there's no way out. You see how evil the crackers are? Like, they make us believe there's no way out. They make us believe that there's no way out. You talk to people like, hey, if everybody, sign up the list. If everybody sign up the list, you're gonna sweep the streets this week, and somebody else gonna sweep the streets next week. And everybody who show up, we're gonna make a dinner at the end of the year. The community, like making una comuna socialista, like in Venezuela. They take care of everything, their own shit, the garbage, their own like whatever. Not everybody. Every comuna is different. Some of them, they like agriculture. Some of them, they like producing all their shit, but they don't know how to live anymore without giving to society, in tangible ways. I know I give back the only way I know how to, but it's just so beautiful. People come from all over the world to see the comunas and to see African Americans being so full of themselves, and those are not black. Their hair is not texture like ours. It's like, like all this bullshit, like, say being terminally unique. Nobody can help me. And watching this gentleman this morning saying the same thing I've been saying for years already. Saying, why are we separating ourselves for bullshit? That is just like, oh, you don't speak English, you don't speak whatever, you came later, you just got here, you're like whatever, They always find a million reasons. Why? Because we don't realize that there's hundreds of thousands of bots in social media posing as if they are one of us, as if one of you. In Mexico, we have that shit all the time. They make shit trend all the time. And that's not the shit that we need to. We have 3 more years in power in Mexico. We don't know who's gonna win next elections. We don't have nobody. And to prioritize some bullshit, and I try to tell them, like, oh, whatever. They're just like, oh, if you don't have at least 500,000 followers on Twitter, I'm not gonna listen to you. Kind of bullshit, I'm like, take a look at the tree. Sometimes I'm so alone, I swear that there's a couple things that I would erase. I can't even go nowhere without being reminded of my mistakes. Hey, gorgeous. I hope you be doing well and you grow up to be a humongous tree. Oh, look at this cutie. Wow, imagine I get to see him all grown up one day. Well, that means I'm gonna stay here and not going back home, Well, maybe once the crackers fall, I'll come back and visit and see you too over here. over there in the Aqueduct Trail. You know, well, this is part of the Aqueduct Trail, where you see entire trees covered up with ivy, with the, you know, the creepy things. I don't remember seeing so much. When I went to Orchard Beach on Sunday, I see the same thing. Entire trees covered up with I'm like, wow. Smothered with the ivy. I'm like, wow. I don't want to be sitting down no more, so I'm gonna hang up and it takes a few minutes to destroy a life, and it takes us years to start healing, only to begin to heal. I guess that's what we come here for. We come here to heal. That's it. But people, they don't even want to do that. You just heal. You don't want to do shit. You don't want to be part of the revolution. You don't want to organize. You don't want to whatever. Just heal yourself. So when you come back in your next lifetime, you don't be the same crappy shit that you always been. Later.